I'm Lauren.
I'm Callie.
And this is the Book Common Room podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Book Common Room podcast. We're going to be talking about all the spoilers, all the reactions to Red Rising.
Yes.
Should we start with me or should we start with you?
I think we should start with me. I think we should just get it out of the way.
Yes, get it out of the way. Because, okay,
I think you should rip the Band-Aid off.
Just remember, this is a book club, okay? And it is a safe place.
I appreciate you for standing up for me.
This is a safe place.
Okay, guys. I didn't like it. Okay, so here's the thing, is I feel like I can look at it objectively, right? And I feel like I was trying really, really hard to do that as I was reading it. Anytime someone raves about this book or when I was doing research, I'm like, these are awesome things. But when it came down to it, while I was reading it, I was just bored. I never really, I know. Let me just take a knife, stab it into your heart, and twist it a little bit. And I'm going to keep twisting it. So bear with me.
I saw these and I was like, oh. Yeah, anyways, keep going. Sorry.
My family I like to joke that I am not an opinionated person when I obviously am. And it's just a joke in the family about how I'm not opinionated. Even though, obviously, I have very strong opinions. So, I feel like I can see the quality. I understand it. To me, it felt like an outer space Lord of the Flies watered down Dune. Daryl was trying so hard to be Paul Atreides, and it just wasn't working.
No! I so push against that. But it's okay. You can have your opinion. We'll come with a rebuttal. It's okay.
It's okay. I'm going to say these things, and you come with a rebuttal, and then, again, so everything from now on is subjective. I can see it objectively, now it's subjective, right? Okay.
But also, it's good to know that she tried. She tried.
I read it all. I read the whole thing. Let's see here. I think it all started with his wife. Okay? I love her. I thought she was so cool. I think he moved on way too fast. Okay? That really bothered me. And the whole story hinges on his wife. But I feel like we never really knew who she was, other than the fact that she believed that a revolution needed to happen. And
That's true.
We know her job, and but that's about it, right?
And that he just loved her, and he thinks about her all the time.
They're also 16. Okay, I thought that was weird.
They were married for a while though.
Yes.
So it's crazy.
Yeah.
They were by 13, they're marriageable age.
Yeah. So I thought that was weird. And someone could come up to me. I've already rebutted all this myself because I tried to force myself to like it. Because I was like, okay, I think it's weird, and I couldn't get past that they were 16. I was like, oh, but in their world, they had to get married young because they die young. But as it kept going, I still couldn't get over that. And then she dies, and it was so sad. It was so sad how she died and how he had to basically kill her. Because of the gravity. That was so sad, but I feel like we didn't really know her, and I wasn't fully invested yet. And then all of a sudden something so sad happened, and I was taken aback by it. I don't know. I just couldn't really get.
Yes.
It gave me this weird feeling versus which it probably was supposed to, but I didn't take it in the right way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speed through this, guys.
That's okay.
So that bugged me, and then anytime he would meet a girl, it was always she speaks huskily and she's very pretty, and then he'd go, oh wait, but my wife. Anyways, and then let's see here.
That's funny.
I just kind of was when I read a story, I want to know more about the humanity more than the politics. And I think he did the politics really, really well, but I don't think he did the humanity side of it very well. And I think of a story for me personally, I care more about that than the politics. So I would almost rather him sacrifice the politics for the humanity side of it. Because Darrow, to me, at least in the first one, and I've heard he gets better later on, he's just so perfect, and he tells us how he's so perfect. And that really bugged me.
He does do that.
And I also was kind of okay with it. I'm oh, he's probably going to grow, right? So then there's that part where they go to fight the proctors, and he wins. And I thought that was dumb.
Mm.
I thought, because they're supposed to be these all-powerful, god-like people,
Mm-hmm.
and he still won. I really wanted him to lose. I wanted
Wait,
that
what
to be...
part are we talking about? Sorry.
So he's gone up to the proctors. He's like, there's going to be a battle. He captures his mentor.
It's at the end.
Yeah, it's at the end of the book.
Okay.
And he just like wins.
But he wins because he got help. He would have lost.
I know, but they're all kids. You know what I mean? It's a group of kids, a bunch of these like god people. I was like, because in my head I was expecting these proctors to literally be all powerful, and then they just like they just won. I thought it was weird. Anyways, so that was just annoying.
Yeah.
To me. I honestly just wish he failed more. I think he just won way too many times. He did get stabbed. I'll give him that. He did get stabbed.
He would have died.
He would have died. I'll give him that, right? He would have died a couple times. But I think he was too high too many times, if that makes sense. I feel like the type of story, again, it's all subjective. The type of story I like in the first book is when it starts off little. Like, he is ostracized because he's a red, right? Pretending to be a gold. And so he has a hard time making friends, which he kind of did. And then he like makes a couple friends, and then he's got a small group of people. And there's like little things. And then by the end, he's like kind of there.
Oh, but so it was too rapid of a growth.
It was too rapid of a growth.
But it kind of makes sense to me because it's kind of like, okay, I have a rebuttal against him being like Paul, but similar to Paul in the way that leadership kind of works.
Yeah.
Because I do think in this kind of context, people are looking for someone to follow.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense.
I also feel like he's up with a bunch of golds. Like, him as a 6, it's not natural for him to lead, but these golds have been raised and bred to lead.
Yeah.
So it felt weird that him as a red could just like go up against all of these golds and just kind of like start leading, and people would just start following him.
Yeah. I felt like it was kind of more of his like experience though that made that.
Which I feel like would then come in the end, right?
Yeah,
like he does something on his own that's so heroic that the rest of the golds see and they're like, wow, that's awesome. And again, I think he kind of did it when he's like, when the one guy that had a bunch of slaves and raped a bunch of women, and so he got whipped for it. And then he got whipped because they're all one body.
Tactus. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there were elements of it, but I feel like they comparatively to like, I got really bored when he was like finding all the battle strategies and like that. I think it's just like a type of story that I just don't like. I get bored of that kind of stuff. The moments I liked, I felt were really short, and he just moved on very fast. And I wanted more like sitting in the people.
See, that's what Hunger Games does very well.
Yeah.
Is Katniss sitting in the aftermath.
Yes.
I think that's why I liked Hunger Games a lot, is because it wasn't so much exposition about what's coming next. But it was like her sitting with the fact that Rue's dead.
Yes.
Or that she just killed somebody.
Because I feel like the kind of stories I like, I care more about the aftermath than the before and the during. Because to me, war is war, and people are gonna die. And I think it's a lot more fascinating to see the outcomes and the consequences of it. And like, because of the consequences, are we gonna keep going? Which I do think he did, but I just wish he did more of. There just wasn't enough of it for me to like.
It needed to be fleshed out more.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's where, because
I can get behind that.
Like the prepping for the battle and the actual battle scenes. People might like that more, so they'll like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I can get behind that for sure.
Yes. I also think he just said piss too many times.
I mean, he did,
but
it kind of helped when I was listening to the audio because it was an Irish accent. Oh,
it still bugged me. I think I just don't like that word.
Grayson's so funny. He does the Irish accent so well. He's like, I'm a hell diver, and I'm the better man.
I like it.
Yeah, he makes fun of Darrow, but also Darrow is like one of our favorite characters.
That's fair. And then I'll just say this is my last thing. Okay. And then we can move on from me.
No.
All the political messages that I feel like I got from this weren't new to me personally. So I feel like nothing new was like presented to me. Because I feel like
you needed novelty.
I feel like in the stage of reading I'm at right now, I get bored of the sameness that I've read my whole life. I'm searching personally for something new and exciting. Personally. And I thought I was going to get it in Red Rising and I just didn't. So I think that was disappointing. I also think I compared this book a lot to the Poppy War. Because the Poppy War, because Rin and Darrow are very similar. But I feel like part of the reason why I like the Poppy War is you started off with, she's more in her head than Darrow is. And it's a lot of more of the consequences. It's literally just like if you took the stuff that I liked from the Hunger Games and put it into this book, you would get the Poppy War.
Oh, interesting.
So I compare it more to the Poppy War than anything else. Because it's a character who's from a lower class. He's worked hard to get into this school with a bunch of rich people, and then she in the end has to lead. But she's really bad at it. And she kills a lot of people. But in the end, did she save people or just was it bad? Because she killed a lot of people. I don't know. But anyways.
Okay, I can get behind those arguments because when you were first texting me, I was like, oh no.
Well, you got more of my raw as they were happening.
Yeah. So I was like, oh no. Like, I thought that was funny. And then I listened to it and I was like, what is she talking about? What is she talking about? Like, I literally am reading this and I'm like, oh, Callie would really like this. Yeah. Like, I was like so shocked that you found it boring and that, you know, like, and they were your raw thoughts. So of course they're going to be like not censored.
No.
Cause I do that too. But I feel like now, sometimes when I hear you talk about your reading experience, sometimes I'm like, what's wrong with me?
No.
Because I know it's not but I only think that because I do feel like I'm kind of that, I don't know if naive is the right word, but that reader that kind of goes in and being like, this is great. This is so
you know what? I
like it. This is so great. Like, I feel like I have a hard time hating on literature unless it's like so blatantly bad. And even Twilight, I was like, I mean, I still liked
fun.
it.
Yeah.
I still had fun. But I can definitely understand that aspect of the book, of it needing to flesh out those moments that you kind of want him to sit with it. But I just felt like I was able to, what's the word? Brush it off because I was just like, he has to get a lot done.
Yeah.
And because he has to get a lot done, you only get the in the moment thoughts, like of desperation. And I kind of liked that because he would be like, I'm so small. Like I just want to be home. I just want to be with Io. I just want to be dead. Like I don't want to be here. And I liked that he had those thoughts of not wanting to be there, because I feel like that helped me relate to him a lot more. And so I don't know. I loved this book.
Fair.
I had a very different experience than Callie.
I know. I think I also just wish we knew more about Darrow and his family.
Yes.
Like, we knew about his uncle, but I wish we were more rooted in him. So then a lot of, like, you could just very quickly move through other things because you already know who he is.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry, continue.
No, you're fine. I totally get that. And that's something I feel like is very valid of your reading experience. I think with me, he just like stroked all my like favorite aspects of storytelling.
Yeah.
I love song. I love when music is used. I loved dance. I love how it was like cultural in that way. I loved the
and that's how he could fight really well. That was cool.
I thought
because he learned how to dance.
Yes, and I thought there was a lot of aspects of him building cultures into the caste system that I really liked. And so he kind of hooked me with that.
Yeah.
So I was absorbed immediately when I started reading the story. I felt like this world, I know that this sounds like, this is kind of strong language, but I felt like the soul had like, or at least, what did I just say? This book.
Soul? Oh, the book.
This book had themes that were just very, he touched on a lot of rich themes to me. And so it felt like it had more of a soul than Hunger Games and Dune had to me. But I love Hunger Games, and I love Dune.
I agree with Dune. Like, it does have more soul than Dune.
Because Dune was way more political and kind of cold and mythic.
I own a physical copy of Red Rising, and I didn't realize it. I forgot I bought it. I think I bought it years ago.
Whoa.
And I've just kept hold of it, because it was a hard copy version.
Oh.
So I must have bought it, like, literally 10 years ago.
No way.
Yeah.
And I wonder what would Callie have been like if she had gotten this 10 years ago.
I think I would have loved it.
I think you would have too.
I think I would have loved it 10 years ago. It's like The Giver. I read The Giver as an adult and didn't love it, but could see the quality in it. And I think if I had read The Giver younger, I would have loved it. Yeah. But I read it older, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I do feel like sometimes your reading experience really has to do with when you're reading them. Yeah. For sure. Like Percy Jackson, I probably wouldn't love it the way I did. I probably wouldn't feel how I feel about it now if I hadn't read it when I was like 14.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Hunger Games. I probably wouldn't love it as much. Or even
Twilight. Yeah. So that's how I feel. I feel like this story was, I just love the backstory. I like the stakes. I thought it was more compelling. It felt richer to me than Hunger Games and Dune. I felt like it did more that I kind of wanted with Hunger Games. But I loved those stories though too. I loved Darrow. I loved Mustang. I loved Pax. I cried when Pax died. I was like in bed sobbing. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, Grace, we have to name our child Pax. I literally was like, oh my goodness. Like, I just cared about him so much. I thought he was so funny. I thought the lingo was hilarious. Like, it was crass and it was, what is the word? Grim. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was so funny. I don't know. So he did things that definitely drew me in as a reader, as the person I am. But something that, like, I think it is important to note, Darrow did get on my nerves. Like, where he was just like, because there were times where he was so self-deprecating, but then other times where he was so, like, self-elevating that it just was so contradictory and kind of whiplash. I would get a little bit of, like, character whiplash there. And, like, it would be so annoying. Like, they were, like, arm wrestling or something like that. And he's like, I'm not even going to try because I'm going to beat them.
And I was like, he had the grip of a red.
Because I have the grip of a hill diver or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, so he was annoying in that way. Which makes me laugh because I'm like, I wonder if there's just so many like cocky people out there that just were like, Darrow's the best. We love Darrow and don't see any like character flaws at all. But I'm like, that's because he's you.
Well, I think that's where Pierce Brown isn't holding the reader's hand. He's going to write Darrow like this because he has to be that way to start this revolution, right?
Yeah.
But it's not all good.
No.
But he's not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
He's going to let you figure it out.
He's going to make you, hopefully you figure out.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully he doesn't have to do what Frank Herbert had to do.
Yeah.
Be like,
right,
oh, wait,
Messiah.
You guys, wait.
Paul is not a
good
good
guy. And then I think I like remember hearing this in the audiobook and I'm like, okay, that's going to be the quote that sticks with me. And it's the part right before, it's always right before they go on this hero's journey, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Where Dancer is like telling Darrow after he's been carved into gold. And he is about to infiltrate the Institute. And he was like, look into yourself, Darrow, and you'll realize that you are a good man who will have to do bad things. And I was like, that kind of is the theme, I feel like, of the book and of this entire concept of revolution. Because that's the sucky part is if you're being that person that kind of sparks it. And I mean, like, I would arguably say Mustang calls him out later because, like, when he would have died and she saves him, he is kind of talking about he kind of is kind of in that giving up phase, and she was just telling him that he's kind of kill or be killed, cheat or be cheated, and he was like, and she was like, I care about people, and she was just saying that the behavior you don't like in other people is the way you were treating people. Like, and I was like, oh, interesting. So I really liked how he used other characters. This is like the other thing I loved about the story. It was very character driven to me because I felt like other characters were fleshing each other out in ways that were really important for me. And so I really loved that part when Dancer says that to Darrow, because I felt like that was kind of the catalyst to his character, was that deep down, like, you're a good guy, but you're going to have to do bad things. And then the other thing that I really liked was that he learned from his mistakes. Yeah. I think that was one thing I really liked. The nice thing about Tress in the Emerald Sea was that she usually thought about things and avoided a lot of mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes, but he learns from them. And that's something that is important for me in a character, I guess. But yeah, those were like my initial reading experience. Okay, this is the one thing that I do want to talk about, because I feel like he is similar to Paul in that he's like, they get in these places where they're going to become different and they're kind of scared of who they're going to become. Like Darrow, to your point, deifies Io. She's kind of this myth. You don't really know who she is. Ghost. You just know she loves him. We don't find this out in the book. This is a spoiler for the rest of a little bit of the series. I knew she was pregnant. Did you know that?
No.
She was pregnant when she died. Okay, so you know when Darrow was like coming and she was like, no, you can't go in the room. She was hiding it. There was a crib in there.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yes. And and so I knew she was pregnant. I knew she was pregnant. I was like, oh, she's going to tell him. And then everything went down, and for her thing, she was like, we're not bringing a child into slavery, was kind of the thing. Which, that's kind of a whole other ethical debate we're not going to have. But that was one thing that I figured out. I like knew it, and I looked it up, and it was true, because he finds out later, because that's why she called her sister, not him. Because she told the sister to burn the crib. Yes. So he never knew what she said to her sister.
See, that's why I feel like I think they get better, because I wonder if Pierce was like, oh, maybe I should explain some of this stuff. Or maybe I should flesh some of this out.
Yes, or maybe he was like, we can't do it in the first book, but we need to do it later, because that's a huge part of his character growth, is that he's deified his wife. And it's just, it makes me want to read the other books. Yeah. But anyways, so the reason I'm like saying this though is because Paul Atreides, I feel like his character is kind of like Anakin Skywalker, where he's like, it's the deconstruction of the chosen one trope. So he's born into privilege. He is Leto's son. He's the Duke of Arrakis. Paul's journey is about this terrible burden of power, essentially, and how even a good leader can inadvertently cause a galactic holy war.
Yes.
And so that's Paul. I feel like Darrow, his arc is the bottom to top classic rebellion. So he's more like, unlike Paul, Darrow is born low and into like a low caste and has to infiltrate the ruling class to dismantle it from within. And so his story focuses on like the cost of revolution and the difficulty of sustaining a democracy after they remove the person from power. So that is a whole other different trope that I enjoyed more than Paul's. I think that's why I liked this a little bit more. And also I liked it because, that's the huge part of Titus in the book, right? Titus, he finds out, is a red, just like him. He was a gold. But unlike him, he's a hater. Like, he hates all the golds for what they did. So he justifies raping them, killing them, enslaving them. And so when Darrow kills, that's the other messed up. He has Cassian kill.
He lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lies. That's the other thing too. Mustang lies, and he lies. Nobody knows who he is still. Nobody knows that he's a red, even at the end of the first book. But he knew Titus was a red, and Titus was like the dark version of him. He was like the version that he could be if he just overgeneralized all golds as evil the way Titus did. So so it's bad either way. Titus was whatever his real name was, he was mistreated by the golds, but it's not reason to make them less human. So that was a really nice touch. I felt like in the book was that Titus was red. I was like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. So I really liked that.
I thought he was going to do that, because I'm like, if the golds have the technology to alter someone so much to make them look like a gold, why wouldn't they have more
carved?
Why wouldn't they have more reds in there to like up their chances of one of them like getting in there? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, they have to be so selective of who they choose because otherwise they'll get found out.
Yeah.
And so, but I was like, oh my gosh. So that was a really fun part for me. But yeah, I think that was the one thing that I like, because I felt like I kept hearing it when I was looking stuff up about this book. It's like, they're like, oh, it's just like trying to do what Frank Herbert was doing. But I was like, I felt like there was enough variety for me as a reader to enjoy it. Because like, while there was like the Messiah trope with him, I felt like this book was a little bit warmer to me and like more strong to me because I loved how it was a slave fighting for being liberated. And I also loved how it was through a character that didn't really want to do it. Io was the rebel.
Yeah.
Io was the one that wanted to like create a better world. And he was kind of acted upon to do it. And so when I was reading it, I was like, he just wants to be in his shire. He wants to be in his hovel hole.
This is true.
He wants to be in his comfort zone. He didn't mind that the world was messed up as long as he had his family and his wife.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. So I guess.
And he was good as his work.
Yeah. And he liked being, and he was the Helldiver or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah. I felt like it was fast. It was brutal action. It was cinematic in like a way when I was reading it. Like I could picture things. It was emotional. It was character driven. So it had the things it needed to. I was simple to please, I guess. But I really liked it, but I hear you on. You kind of want him to sit with the things, and if he did that more, it would have been more enjoyable for you as a reader.
Yeah.
But that's how it was for me. I really enjoyed it. I really loved him, and that was my rebuttal of watered down Paul.
Watered down Paul Atreides. I really only got the Paul Atreides at the end. When like he has the one guy, what's his name? Who's like, my son is dead and I have like a niece and like she's kind of cool or whatever.
Isn't that Mustang's dad?
Yeah.
The Archduke Augustus or whatever.
And he's like, I want to sponsor you.
Or
and
whatever. He says yes.
And he says yes.
No.
That's when I like his mentality and like the way he thought of himself and like how he could manipulate other people. That was felt very Paul Atreides to me.
It is.
But before, I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't really get the Paul until the end, and I was like...
That was the most Paul thing, was that last decision. Yeah. And I was really hoping he was going to say no. But I was like,
I can see the way.
But the thing is, the reason he really did it, though, is like, it's the fastest way for him to affect change was because someone was going to be sponsoring him.
Yes.
So I was like, but also, like, I understand why he did it, and I'm not sure how else he would have done it.
That was the one thing that almost convinced me to keep going, was that decision, though.
Yeah.
Because I liked that. I was like,
not
okay,
a good decision.
He's gotten a taste of real power.
Mm-hmm.
What is he going to do with it?
Yeah.
So I do think that is very compelling.
Yes. But also, like, I didn't mind that he kind of beat the Proctors, who were supposed to be, like, gods, because I had my Percy Jackson mentality. So I'm like, the gods are powerful, but also they're lazy.
I just wanted him to fail.
I know. I
just wanted his ego to be beat. So he like really cared outside of his wife just wanting it. I really wanted him to start really believing in it, other than he discovered he's good at it.
Yeah.
And his wife wants it.
You have to read The Way of Kings.
I know. I need to read The Way of Kings. See, all the negative things I've heard about The Way of Kings, where it's like, oh, these characters, they just think a lot. They're thinking thinkers. And I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, you're in, oh gosh, what's his name? Kaladin?
Yeah.
I think that's his main character. I haven't read it for a long time, but you are in his mind a lot. Mm-hmm. And it is a miserable place to be because he's just depressed a lot.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
My favorite book series, The Assassin's Apprentice, fits. You're in his brain the whole time. And he's always whining about how he's not the quote-unquote hero, but he has to, like, he's the catalyst. He has to make the change. Mm-hmm. And he thinks all the time. And it bugs people, but I love it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. You'll have to read that and let me know what you think. But okay. That's really it. This is definitely, like, a normal book club, I feel like, where it's like, we came with our reactions, our ideas, what we loved, our reasons for not liking or liking it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely in the minority. Like, looking into it's really hard to find negative reviews.
It's true.
And anytime I found one, all of the comments on the negative reviews are like, you're the worst. Or you're just wrong. And I'm like, I kind of agree with what they're saying.
No. The thing is, like, it's one thing to be like, I was just bored.
Yeah.
To like saying this was why though, because like for me as a reader, I liked people fleshing out their feelings.
Just tell me why.
Tell me why.
Yes.
Anyways, but that's all I had.
I wish I liked it, but I'm really happy you did.
Yeah,
I will live through that. I will,
it.
and when you keep reading the rest, I want to know.
Yes, but yeah, but getting to know that lore about Io changes things,
and that actually does change a lot of things
because she is more than just like this wife that was so dearly loved, and that they had this beautiful relationship, and that she took him to that garden, which got them in trouble.
But he wants to kiss these other girls. But but my wife is so pretty, but she's dead.
Well, I don't know, but isn't that real though? Like if like you lost someone and then like you find yourself feeling attracted to someone else, but then you immediately think about your person. Like I feel like that's relatable. Like I feel like that could be real, but it did happen too fast to our persuasion conversation.
Yeah.
Captain Brenwick.
I think it just happened fast.
It did.
Like I think that's really it. Because the book
it's different with men. That's okay. This is like totally our persuasion conversation.
I think the other issue I might have had is I was reading the Dog Stars at the same time, and the main character in that, like talking about his dead wife.
Yeah.
Because he also has a dead wife. We're very similar, but the Dog Stars character, I think he's in his like 30s.
Oh.
And his wife died like 9 years ago. And so he was having a lot of the same thoughts about this new girl he made. Okay. But it was 10 years later.
Yeah.
And she had a husband who also died of this flu. And so they both together like realized that they had attraction, like feelings for each other, but they still felt guilty.
Yeah.
So I do think that is interesting.
More realistic though.
I think it's just the time.
That's true. But also it's just crazy to think that he was
16.
16.
Yeah, I also think it
so he's just adolescent, I guess. I don't know, but at the same time, like I do think of persuasion a lot when like this is spoiler for persuasion, but I mean, how long has it?
It's okay.
We've already done it, and also how long has it been out? Okay,
yeah,
okay. But she was just like, the only thing I can really claim here as a woman is that we love the longest. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it was so romantic.
Yes.
And it was, but it's true. Because that girl waited 8 years. That girl waited 8 years. And Captain Brenwick, who like thought he lost the love of his life and could never love again, fell in love like 6 months later.
Yes.
So there's that.
Yes.
There's that.
I think this is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll be done. I think if Darrow, like by the end of the second book, was like, oh, I'm having these feelings, and he starts wrestling with them, I think that would have been fine. But I think he literally went to the school and started thinking those things. I'm like, your wife died like 3 months ago.
Yeah, she has not been gone very long. But also like that man had to pull on her legs to snap her little neck.
But you would think that would make him more like not thinking about anyone, right?
But anytime he thinks of anyone, he always thinks of her. So it's just like, I think that was the caveat Pierce Brown was using. Like he was like using like everything reminded him of his wife. But then like with Mustang, like the part I was like when he was like thinking about her and he was like, no. And that's like the part where I was like, okay, he's learned. He's like learned from his mistakes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I totally understand that though. I'm like, oh, it had been 3 years by the end of the book since she had died. I thought it was
just a year.
No, it was 3 years.
Oh, I thought I Googled it and it was just
maybe I'm wrong, but it was like they had said something and I was like, Ray, how long has it been? And he's like, it's been years. I need to fact check this on my phone because my computer's dead.
Oh, dang it.
It's like being really slow.
Oh no.
It sounds like an airplane if you can hear it.
Because I was curious about the timing and I thought it was just a year. But I could be wrong.
But it's
so it was like a year between the start of the book to the institution, and then the institution was a year.
Yes, it says with most sources indicating he turns 17 or 18 by the time he graduates.
So it's like 1 to 2 years.
Yeah. Yes.
Because if he starts the book at 16.
Yes. But I feel like he had been married for a while. Like,
no, I think they had just gotten married because the girls in the story, they can get married at the age of 14, but she waited for him till she turned 16 because men can't get married till they're 16.
Yeah, they were married 6 months.
So they got married.
That's right, because he says in the book, he says it had been twice as long as they had been married or something.
Yeah. So like it had been a year since like they had basically been married, that she was dead or whatever. So it'd been like a year and a half, like towards the end of the book.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So do
it's
with,
okay.
Do with
it's
that.
semantics.
Do with
it's
that
fine.
information
Whatever.
as you will.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of logistics that kind of
It's
get
fine.
lost
It's
on
fine.
me. It's fine.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares?
If you don't care about it, it's fine.
But it is.
I care about it, but it's okay.
That is young.
Yeah.
That's young. Anyways, thank you guys for joining us with Red
Yes.
Rising. Let us know favorite quotes, favorite parts, not favorite parts. And please, and be nice to Callie.
It's okay. I can take it. I can take it.
She's
it's
got
fine.
tough skin. But anyways, we need to talk about our next book.
Yes, we're doing poetry. We haven't done poetry yet, right?
Yep.
Yes. So
we're doing poetry.
I think you're gonna do. I haven't decided who I'm gonna take. We're gonna do kind of what we did with short stories.
Yes.
Where we have like.
Oh,
like
did
a
I say
small
William
collection.
Wordsworth? Is that what
I think you.
Dorothy Wordsworth.
Dorothy Wordsworth. I was like, who did you think of?
Yeah, I was gonna do. Maybe I do a little bit of William. Maybe I do a little bit of Dorothy. But I
Yeah.
feel like you can't do William without Dorothy.
Yes.
They're-
But since it's poetry, like we'll do like a handful.
Yeah.
And yes. So
And-
I haven't decided who I want to do.
Yeah, and for like people that don't like poetry, this is gonna be for you too, because like I think it's a very important thing to get into.
Yes.
I guess.
We also just want to hit all of the things.
Yeah.
We haven't done poetry yet.
Maybe poetry's your thing, and you just don't
Yes.
know.
Exactly.
I
I didn't appreciate poetry till I was in college.
Same. And then I was like, wait a second.
This is amazing.
Yeah,
This
poetry is like
beautiful.
the elevated version of our speech. Like I just love it. I think poetry is incredible, and it like can capture your thoughts in ways you've never really experienced before. So I really hope some people feel moved by
Yes.
the poetry we do.
Exactly.
So, anyways, we will post those later as we get closer to that month.
We'll
But-
have links and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. But anyways, happy readings, everybody.
See you next
Thank
time.
you.
Bye.
Bye.